Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the very first of my post-Daily Masters games. That's not the official title, but I'm probably just going to say welcome to my Masters games. I don't know. We're going to be checking it out. This actually sounds really loud, this game sound. It's like the ambience or something like that. It's like, why is the ambience so loud? Let's turn that down to 20%. God knows why that sounded so loud. But 20%. There we go. Alright, beautiful. So yeah, let's start getting into the game. I've decided, since I'm only doing like 1 or 2 games a week, not too much every single day, I might as well go into my to-do folder, which I've been building up for ages with all the really big, awesome games, and start having a crack at all of those. So if you actually look at video length, I may end up doing the same amount of casting, even cutting down, but yeah, probably not. So anyway, let's introduce the players. Let's start checking them out. Up the top right side of the map, it is Mr. puCK. He is 24 years of age, from the United States, plays for Flipside Tactics. That is with an E instead of an with a 3 instead of an E on the flip side. So they've flip-sided the E at the last bit, which is all extremely cool. I think he was part of another team at the time of this game, the IVD Gaming, or LVD Game. I can't tell if it's a lowercase L, but regardless, pretty awesome stuff. And his opponent up the top left side of the map is Mr. MacSed, 26 years of age, from China, plays for Invictus Gaming. So another awesome player there. I'm trying to turn my mic around, but everything's... There we go. I'll move. You got the little straps on the microphone stand, and some of them were slipping, so the cable was falling in front of my other screen, so I couldn't read all the players' information, which sucked. But anyway, we're well enough into the game we can start talking about all the fancy stuff. So we do have Twilight Council coming down for MacSed. He's got the double gas, probably looking to get Blink in half a second. puCK, on the other hand, going for a fast Stargate and going for a second and third gateway. So obviously some sort of Stargate tech, following up with a bunch of, you know, heavy sort of play in terms of a lot of units coming out. We should... Oh, what the... Oh no, this is the same 2 gateways. I keep thinking, oh, he's building 2 more. He's going for a 5 gate off 1 base, but no, they are the same 2. And we've got a pylon down, a Dark Shrine. So we're going to be starting into one of these crazy sort of games. So MacSed going for the Dark Shrine early on. He's also getting another 2 gateways and a robotic facility. The ultimate... Yeah, he's going for the Dark Shrine at the same time he's going for the counter to the Dark Shrine. So he's obviously thinking, I'm going to go for fast DTs. If he's going for fast DTs, at least I'm going to be counting him. And then puCK is just like, wait, there's a DT play in PvP? I did not realize this. Can we start this game again, please? Yeah, I don't think he's going to be ready for the DTs. He does have an Oracle, though, which is nice. And an Oracle, of course, does have the potential to detect. So he still has his base covered with that Oracle. There we go. He's actually building another one. And I would not be surprised at all if this guy stayed up the back. Although the rally point's all the way over there, so maybe not. It needs to keep that guy back close to his base. If he sends this guy out and doesn't realize their DT's coming, then he is going to be all sorts of screwed. But hopefully, I mean, it's going to come out at a beautiful time, so hopefully he realizes and he takes the Oracle back. There he goes, just moving out here. Needs the vision. Go on, get the vision. You're losing workers. Actually moving out there. There's the mothership called Walk Back. Right into there. The Oracle has the vision up. Can't find the DTs. They managed to miss both of them, actually. They just walked straight out. 4 and 3. That's a total of 7 workers killed. Although MacSed has actually lost 10. So obviously whatever group puCK sent in there got in fairly deep. And I suppose the Oracle probably got a ton of kills as well. That is 7 kills on that Oracle. Very, very nice stuff. So both players doing equally well with their chosen form of harassment. And the Oracle, of course, trying to be an observer at this point and doing a decent job, although it is going to be running out of observer juice in just a second. Here we go. DT actually running in, checking. There is no expansion, so he's got to be happy about that. We've got a probe over there, and that probe, I did not know what that probe was even trying to do, but it did die eventually, and this Stalker just going to walk on back, not going to bother to check for a pylon there. which is fine. The Oracle goes in, manages to get 2 more kills, and manages to survive. So that guy is really, really freaking awesome. But both players, after that previous engagement, really should be scanning for pylons out there. Just even sending a single stalker out for a little bit of a walkabout to catch those pylons, because here we go. DT. Oh, beautiful catch there by puCK. The DT didn't actually attack him, but he obviously realized there was one coming and did move out and hit it a few times, which is awesome. The pylon's still there. It really worries me with the pylons, because you can see a whole bunch of zealots or a couple of DTs just sort of sneaking back, and this one is right on top of the ramp. He's probably going to see it when he puts down a gas geyser on there, and that will probably catch the pylon once that's up. So it's not going to be there another 10 minutes into the game, but yeah, if puCK had the ability to build DTs, that would be scary, having that guy right there. Regardless, the expansion is down a bit earlier for MacSed than it is for puCK, and he's already starting to look like he's got a bit of a worker advantage. Although it's hard to judge worker. Actually, MacSed doing an exceptional job. He's got 14. He's lost 14 workers, but he's still looking okay on the worker count. So that's really, really well done. The fact that he's managed to push this up. So I think the Stalkers have finally found the pylon. They are going to take it out, and they're taking out this one as well. I think there was a third one down there. Maybe I was just looking at a gas geyser. But puCK still needs to think about pylons down here. Still needs to think about doing something. They're pretty far away though, so maybe he doesn't have to worry too much about that. So there we go. Oracles moving across the map. These are not the these are noob oracles. These are not the same oracles that went across the map and killed like 9 workers. That oracle is dead, I believe. But 2 more coming out. Got a bunch of 3 stalkers there. They're not going to accomplish anything at all. Just like these, these oracles do manage to kill a few workers. There's only 2 stalkers actually, so they're not really pushing out enough DPS to really make a huge go of it. And a whole bunch more workers going down. There's another 7 workers dead. So MacSed, he's still okay because he got that Nexus up so much earlier, but he's really starting to take some serious hits there. And it looks like a hallucinated Phoenix, so not too much happening on the backside of puCK's base. Yeah, so both players just building up. We do have puCK going for the, the Robotics Bay, getting out some Immortals. MacSed quite a bit ahead in terms of the Colossus tech though. Already getting his first Colossus out. Yep, that is his first Colossus. Already getting the Colossus range out, so he will have those nice and early in this game. And yeah, level 1 weapons, getting that a little bit ahead of what puCK is having as well. So kind of working out for Mr. MacSed, getting everything a little bit ahead. His workers are not a little bit ahead though. He's been falling behind. Actually, I think puCK is pushing out just a little bit harder on the worker numbers, as MacSed may be dropping behind a little bit, and yeah, just falling behind a little bit. But an engagement, we'll just have to see what happens. Both players identical on the total count here. So we're 50 over 47 on workers, 36 over 33, very, very close. The army sizes are pretty close as well. Although puCK has that Immortal and MacSed has that Colossus. And yeah, 2 observers are kind of the little bit of a difference maker in here. Most of the rest of the units are pretty much identical. Still pumping out with those Immortals, although he's got to be building a Colossus now. Yes, he is. And are we finally going to be seeing a major engagement from these 2 players? We got the Colossus coming out, the first Archon coming out actually. So MacSed, well, of course he's got the Dark Shrine, so that does give him that Archon, which is very nice. Pushing up this ramp though, puCK is going to be not letting these guys through. The Zealot count isn't that high, so the Immortals will have their pick of squishy armored units to have a crack at. And I suppose they got to deal with the Archon, but the Archon wasn't really up front in their previous battle, so yeah. The Stalkers, the Colossus, those units are going to die in seconds to an Immortal, so it's really going to suck for MacSed to move in there, but he does have 2 Colossus and a few more Archons or a bunch more Zealots, and he could definitely think about doing something here, but puCK has the right ideas, getting a ton of Zealots here, thinking about getting Zealot legs. He's almost got it, and yeah, he's subscribing to the tons of zealots soak up a lot of damage and actually do a lot of damage when they get in nice and close tactics. So that is going to be working out very well for him, and he is getting the Colossus out as well. A little bit behind on the weapons tech, and he's going for the Templar Archives as well, which is no doubt going to be for his Ode Archons pretty soon out. Which is, yeah, I don't know if it's an advantage to have a Templar Archives over a Dark Shrine for getting Archons. I believe it is, because you're spending 50 minerals and 150 gas versus 125 of each for the Dark Templar. So it's a total saving of, well, you're spending 25 more gas, but you're saving 75 minerals for each High Templar, which is, what is that? It's like you save, I think, yeah, each Archon costs 50 more gas, but 150 less minerals. Which, yeah, considering how many Archons a lot of players get, that's a lot of minerals that you do save, but you do have to fork out a little bit more gas. But yeah, as long as you got enough to get the Colossus coming out and get the upgrades coming out, usually it's okay. So we will see exactly what's going on here. We got 3 Colossus there, we got 4 Colossus over. We actually got a 4th one over here joining up with the army. So both players looking pretty good, 86 over 78, 64 over 60. Still extremely equal here. Both players do have the upgrades, 2 weapons on each. MacSed really pushing level 3 hard though, and this is going to be a serious difference maker when MacSed gets it, because he will be way ahead of whatever puCK can have at that point. Maybe puCK can get level 1 armor nice and quick, and maybe that'll help, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get that. I would assume he'd go for level 3, but he's really running low on the minerals and gas at the moment. I think MacSed probably had to squeeze back a couple of units just to get that level 3. It's definitely hard to get. Meanwhile, puCK pumping out double Colossi, yeah, which is definitely taking up a lot of his minerals and gas. Both players on the 3rd. puCK actually going for a 4th here, and if he can hold that off, then he will be in an excellent position. So yeah, 63, 63. So completely identical for both players, and yeah, I gotta say, we're just waiting for an engagement here. We've never really seen anything major from either of these players. That DT got completely demolished, and please tell me that MacSed is going to lose this anytime soon. puCK not really worrying about scouting that. He's like, yeah, I know those DTs are coming from somewhere, but I can't really be bothered scouting that area. So, yep, not going to do it. He's just happy getting his 4th base right now, putting up some cannons, and then just sitting back and doing whatever the hell he wants. So I'm almost to the point of speeding this game up, to tell you the truth. It's pretty close. We'll see if these guys move in. If they just sort of sit back and relax and wait until they both get capped out, then we're going to have to speed this up, because starting to drag just a little bit. We've got massive armies just waiting to siege up. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to speed it up a bit. Let's go 2 times. Here we go. He's moving down, taking these guys out. Are we going to see an engagement here? No, he's falling back to the watchtower. What's going on over here? Warp prison with a single zealot. That's not really newsworthy, so let's just ignore that for now. Moving out. Do we have something going on here? Bunch of zealots coming around. They are going to get owned. Absolutely owned. Run! Run, puCK. Get those zealots out of there. Their run sprint towards the enemy forces could have lost him pretty much everything there, but he did fall back. puCK, we haven't been paying attention, but he has managed to get all of that stuff up. 2 cannons here. 1 cannon going to go down, the other one unfortunately not protected behind minerals because there are no more minerals left. Bunch of zealots being warped in for puCK, so he should be fine. Meanwhile, it looks like MacSed is pushing in nice and hard. We got 7, we got 9 on MacSed's sides, both players with level 3 weapons. However, MacSed does have level 1 armor, and puCK of course does not, but puCK has the high ground. He's got a very decent army of Archons, but then again, so does MacSed. I think puCK probably has the advantage in terms of the Immortals though. He's got 5 over 1, which is pretty decent. These guys still going nuts. I think the DT is getting in there and just destroying everything, which is definitely not a good sign. We've got more going in there. high ground once again given over to puCK, which is going to help quite a bit. But he streams down the ramp, and that is going to suck because it's a bit hard for those forces to get down. And yes, look at this. The Immortal, starting to get owned. MacSed pushing out with a bunch of Zealots. And now puCK has been whittled down to pretty much only his Colossus forces, although you could pretty much say the same thing about MacSed at this point. So it's going to be a case of who has the most Colossus. I think we did see 8 over 7 at this point, so yeah, it's not too bad. These guys, man, they're really just going absolutely nuts. puCK has not been able to save anything up to really do much about them. Here we go, another bunch of Zealots coming out. And he needs to get that Observer to work to kill the DTs. Looks like the Reinforcing Colossus is going to help finally turn the tide against these guys. MacSed is getting out of there. Could have warped in some more and maybe held it off, but it looks like he's going to say, yep, that's it for that little attack. It destroyed a whole bunch of tech buildings, and he's got to be happy about his work there. Although, it looks like the robotics base survived. One robotics facility is still powered, and the Twilight Council, no, sorry, the Temple Archive is still over there, so he's still got most of his units able to build. I think he lost the Cyber Core, but I assume that he rebuilt that somewhere else. We just have to find where he rebuilt that, because if he hasn't got a Cyber Core, that is going to suck. Although, is it going to suck? I don't know if it's a tech flow down where he can't build any Cyber Core related units like any tier 2 or tier 3. Maybe it just means he can't build Stalkers and he can build everything else. And in fact, that's what I'm thinking it means. So he's not going to be able to build Stalkers, but Zealots, Sentries, perhaps not. Oh man, another bunch of guys coming down here. Very, very, very nasty stuff. And there we go, he's rebuilding the Cyber Core, so it should be fine. Getting our stuff out, getting a bunch more cannons out as well, which is going to help with those base defenses, but yeah, so far, MacSed doing a pretty good job at getting a nice worker lead. Although when you get up to max, it kind of doesn't matter too much anymore. The Dark Shrine finally going down. Finally. And what are these guys? They're still at 0 armor. MacSed pushing up. He's got 2 armor, just about to get level 3. So he really has not been slacking off as far as the upgrades are concerned. He's really been going nuts this entire game. puCK sort of trying to get some upgrades going, but never really pushing as hard as MacSed, and I think that may be puCK's eventual downfall. I mean, if you've got both sides with a maxed out army, and one side has level 2 armor and the other side has level 0 armor, maybe 1 shields, then yeah, it's a pretty safe bet that MacSed is going to win here. Although throwing these Zealots away, I guess he didn't need them. He's running them away, so maybe he did need them. Yeah, he's just rebuilding Zealots, so obviously he was trying to actually do something. I thought maybe he was just throwing Zealots away, trying to make room for like Colossus or something like that, but he was actually trying to get something done with them. And unfortunate that it did not work. So, very unfortunate. Another attack over here. Looks like Zealot drops are the name of the game. Not so much running in Zealots from a pylon, but actually dropping them on top of bases, which seems to be pretty good. Cannon looks like it's going to hold up here, as well as some warped in Zealots. Very, very nice stuff. And here we go. That's a momentous amount of Colossus, although puCK has a similar number there. However, the upgrades, I think, are just going to do so much good work from Mr. MacSed at the moment. Here we go. The base is going to go down. We're going to be seeing some sort of flank here, but whether it's going to work, I'm really not sure. The Immortals hitting the Archons, not what they want to do. They need to be getting out there, hitting the other Immortals, hitting the Colossus. And the Archons, actually, most of puCK's Archons are still alive, and MacSed, having lost a lot of his Archons early on, didn't really have too many more, so I guess the Immortal's still doing a decent amount of damage. And somehow it looks like puCK is actually going to take a bit of a victory here. We get a warp in of Zealots from MacSed up the backside, but I don't think that matters anymore. These Zealots are not going to be able to take out all these Colossus, although they do get one of them down. And wow, that is pretty freaking insane. So we've got 7 up for puCK, 0 for MacSed, and that is a extremely critical blow right now. So now puCK, all he needs to do, regen the shields on his Colossus, get some support units out there. He's getting some Stalkers, some Zealots would be great as well. And then just roll in and demolish everything. I mean, MacSed going for Archons. The Archons should be able to push through any support units, hopefully without too much pain. But, I mean, puCK's getting his own Archons out there as fast as he can. He's getting a bunch of Zealots, he's getting all sorts of stuff. And the Colossus are the backbone of any army. And right now, MacSed doesn't have a backbone. He just doesn't. So he's going to be very, very hard pressed to defeat all these Colossus. As long as puCK has some sort of support barrier at the front, some sort of shield to protect his Colossus, then I think he is going to be fine, because his Colossus numbers are just so huge, so intimidating. MacSed trying as hard as he can. He's got 2 out already, trying to get another 2, but it may not be enough. One of them goes down, the other one very close, and there we go. MacSed giving the GG in this game. So that's it. Good game, says MacSed, and puCK taking the victory. I was so sure that armor was going to be the name of the game, but I think puCK just played it a little bit better in terms of the micro. I can't tell exactly what he did, but I think he saved his Archons back up and yeah, just saved the Archons to last second, got out with the Immortals nice and fast, threw the Immortals at the opposing Archons and got them down. And then his Archons were free to take out a lot of these supporting units. So we have a look here. It's like halfway through the battle, I believe. They're still pretty even here. What do we got here? 3 versus 6, 9 versus, ooh, excuse me, 9 versus 7, 5 over 1. So the Immortal's still favouring him. puCK does have more Archons, and we're going to see exactly what he does here. So the Archons are sort of a bit loath to actually move out. A few of them going out there, and they are getting owned pretty badly. So he's down to 1. Actually lost that one there. And moving out there, he's moving out with his Immortals. I don't think this is actually the engagement that we want. I don't think so anyway. Maybe it is. No, he's moving back, so he's grouped up. So he's moving out with some Zealots to get out there. And now we're basically Colossus versus Colossus. I don't think that is the engagement that we wanted. I think we wanted the second engagement that happened around here. So let's speed up a little bit faster. And get back into it. Come on, speed up faster. There we go. There's the base going down. There's the Zealots getting owned. Alright. Alrighty, let's have a look here. So, puCK has 4 Archons, 4 Immortals, 20 Zealots, and 10 Colossus. MacSed, half the Zealots, a little bit more Immortals, 1 more Archon, same amount of Colossus. In terms of upgrades, we got 3-2 versus 3 Zilch, but Shields is just about to hit, so we can pretty much count that. So yeah, let's have a look at what's happening. Let's sort of break this down a little bit. So we've got the Colossus coming in, puCK moving out with his Zealots, decides that's not a very good idea, pulls them back, uses a supply to warp in a whole bunch of High Templars, so that's going to morph his Archon numbers up another 3, which is very nice. Tries to come around from a flank, does a pretty good job. He's got a few Archons out there. The Archon's getting in close, puCK's Archon's going down, but MacSed's Archons are going down as well. The Immortals focus firing on them, which is very nice. And so we've got, yeah, MacSed has run out of Archons. puCK building up those extra 3 have definitely helped, because now he has 3 left over. And that's it. I think the Zealots go down like absolute silly putty in this game. There's so many Colossus. So it's really up to the Archons and the Immortals that make things happen. And I think that puCK just getting those 3 Archons in at the end really prevented it from being a straight up 10 Colossus versus 10 Colossus sort of battle at the end. And they pushed in, they soaked up a lot of fire, and it allowed puCK to just keep pushing. And in the end, MacSed, I mean, you can't run with the Colossus. You either Mothership Core warp it back, or you have other units to take the firepower while you're running. If you got no other units, then the Colossus are going to get owned, because they're just no good at running away. Absolutely not. And that was it. That was how puCK saw the game out. So I think those 3 Archons, as unlikely as it sounds, I think those 3 Archons that he warped in really did help him out. And that's the defensive advantage, because he lost his Zealots, but then he just warped in some Archons straight away, and they were ready by the end of the battle to actually get some stuff done. So that's it. Great job, and congrats to puCK once again for winning this game. So I will catch you guys whenever I catch you guys for another Masters level game. Stay tuned for that.